Hello again. Okay, so our next video is all about the market model and the American news media. So the first question, in a democratic society, should news be treated as a business first? I think, in some things it should, because without the business aspect, making money for news, there wouldn't be news. But I think at the same time, the real thing of the media and the news that media puts out, I don't think it should be about making money. I think it really should just be really focused on getting the news out to customers. And, the people who watch the news every day, they're not, watching it so that the news can make money. They're watching it to be informed about society and the going-ons of, their towns, their countries, the world, businesses, economics. So I don't think that the news should be treated as a business first, because, the news isn't about making money. It's about putting information out there for the consumer. What are the benefits and the dangers of operating news media outlets as businesses driven by their responsibility to owners to attract audiences and advertisers to bring in revenue and profits? So I think, a benefit, advertisers, you advertise on a certain show, you want to make sure that what you're advertising relates sort of to what kind of TV show you're watching. Like, you don't want to put on a Fox News business report and then have commercials about toddler toys or, Justin Bieber concerts. You want to relate advertising to the specific show that's being put on, because it helps, bring in those profits and revenues to the business that is putting it out there. But I think, some dangers of, news media outlets, as businesses, so making money to, their responsibility to owners to attract the audience. I think, they really should focus on attracting people just for the news, not just to make sure they get profits and revenues for these advertisers. It is a plus, but I think, they need to focus more on the news and what's important to the people who are watching the show. Yes, without advertisers who bring in the profits and revenues to some of these TV shows, which then keeps them on, it is important for that aspect, but I think, it's not really as important to the people watching the show. So I think they should, make sure that the shows and the advertisers all match up with the audience to help them bring in revenue. But I think at the same time, if you mix it up and you have different advertisers for a different type of show with a completely different type of audience, then you're not making anything, because people will not want to watch that. The last question is, the news information you receive biased based on the American model? I think the news information you receive can be biased. Like we talked about in class, people, it's normally focused, what you watch is normally focused on the type of biased information that you're looking for. So you're not going to watch something that has a extremely opposite viewpoint than what you believe. So I do think that the news media the information is biased, but with the American model, I think that part isn't. you know, the American model for news information, you know, you're only watching what you want to watch, which relates to what kind of information you're looking for. You're not gonna, you know, be conservative and watch an extremely liberal television program because you totally don't agree with those viewpoints and what they're talking about. It's the same thing with any other TV show that you might watch. You're not gonna watch, you know, a crime show that, you know, has heavily drug influence in it if you're really, really against, you know, drug use and media persons portraying that into a show, which then influences people in the community. So I think there is a bias in news information, but relating to the American model, it's not biased because what you choose to watch is the same information that you have personal beliefs on. Alrighty, so that is all for this video, and we'll see you next time.